Welcome back everybody, my name is Philip and today you and me we are going to have a conversation about why you should start with photography if you have not done so already. People always ask me, why is it that you went into photography? It seems to cost a lot of money, it takes a lot of your time, and I'm like, yeah, that's totally fair, it's true, it does. But I'm going to show you in 3 reasons why I'm doing it and why you, if you have not, should do the same. Alright guys, so my first reason that brought me into photography is knowledge. The number one thing for me that got me into it was knowledge. Meaning, if you are in photography or if you're into photography or you're getting into photography, you have a learning curve like a rocket ship, I swear to God. So you're going to have to learn stuff about your camera, the lenses for the camera, the filters for the lenses for the camera. You're going to be a profi in different kind of tripods. You might potentially buy separate kind of bags. Like the equipment or the amount of equipment available in photography is redonkulous. And each little piece, every time you read something on the net, every time you go into the shop just to ask the dude what's the cheapest stuff you have, every time you're going to learn something. And that for me was the best part because I just love to learn stuff, and photography has so much to offer that it's really never getting boring. And if you take it a step further, such as myself, I'm not just taking the picture, I'm post-processing it, right? I mean, that's what I'm doing right here normally in my videos. I'm processing my stuff in Photoshop, in Lightroom, in Aurora HDR, in Photomatics, you name it. And it's awesome to have this kind of additional stuff you can learn to see how professional, for instance, magazine photographers, when they have their stuff there, you kind of start to see what they have edited, what they have not edited, if there is anything they have not edited, but you get the idea. So it's just a big learning curve. And for me, the biggest reason why I went into photography, and I'm sure most people are interested in this kind of stuff as well. So why not learn something? My reason number 2 why I'm in photography and why you should start with photography is people, and altogether with that comes travel. We have now, what is it now, July? Am I doing July? Yes, we are now in July, so we're kind of halfway through the year, a bit more. And I have been in like 8 different cities and I have met about, 400, 500 different photographers. Photography doesn't have to be lonely. Like, of course, you're going to find yourself sometimes in the middle of nowhere, not talking to anybody. But if you want to, photography can be the most social thing on earth. It is absolutely ridiculous. For instance, I went to London and there were about 150 photographers that went out for a day and took pictures together. And I mean, it's kind of this sheer mass of people that have the exact same interest that you have. You always have something to talk about. There is no need for an icebreaker because the icebreaker is photography. It's the camera, it's the gear they're using, it's the reason what they shoot. You get my drift, right? There's just so much to it, and I have met all these crazy people. For instance, there was one awesome man, he specialized his photography into shooting pictures of old rotten doors. Doors! I mean, doors, right? And when he told me that, I was quite fascinated because what he does then is he finds an old door somewhere in the abandoned countryside and he finds somebody that has information of that door or about that door, and then he composes a story around his picture of that door in his blog. And I mean, that you just have to admire. I mean, that's passion, that is definitely something unique, and you always meet people like that if you want to. If you want to meet people in photography, you definitely can. You just have to go and meet them. And for me, it makes me travel and it makes me talk to so many people because I love to see what other people are doing to get inspired for my own work. I mean, I don't want to be stuck in my own brain. I need to have the influence of other people that can teach me new stuff, back to the knowledge, right? That can teach me new stuff and give me new perspectives about things I have just not seen the same way before. So for me, the biggest part too is definitely people and travel as one thing because it kind of gets together. And my reason number 3 why I'm in photography is maybe a little bit unique to me, but I'm sure many other people have the same issue. My memory is kind of crap, to be honest. It's really not the best, right? So my reason number 3 is memories. So when I go somewhere, I mean, if you have a 2 weeks holiday somewhere, right? It's not that you remember days, you remember moments, okay? And as I'm traveling a lot, I sometimes forget certain things and I have to be reminded that I actually have seen a certain place or done a certain thing. And the best way for me to always remember what I have seen in my life so far over the last couple of years since I started photography is my own images. Every time I look at one of my own pictures, it brings me back to the situation how it was when I took the picture, what people I was with, what I did during the holidays. I can think back and forth and I will be able to remember because the situation or the image just transports me back so well. So that might be something unique to me. But I mean, of course, if you have some sort of an image catalog which shows you what you have done 10 years ago, you will not be able to remember as much if you don't have these kind of little helpers, I guess we can call them, right? So my reason number 3 is memory. It brings me back to old places, reminds me on old friends, maybe lost friends, you never know, but it brings me back. And this for me is incredibly valuable. And that's why it's my reason number 3. Now for yourself, you might have completely different reasons. You might think currently, I don't want to buy a camera. Well, here's the thing, you don't have to. You can buy a camera, but also if you have a phone, just use your phone. I mean, there is no reason to buy an expensive camera. You can still have part 2 and 3 memories. Remember, these are just my reasonings, right? But you can still have all the memories and can still have all the people if you wanted to, right? And I mean, you have your own reasons and everybody is unique, which brings me back to people, because everybody is unique. Everybody's photography is different, at least in some way. So should you get into photography? Absolutely. Do you have to buy expensive equipment? Not at all. Rather spend the money on travel and go somewhere and actually create the memories you're then going to capture on the photograph. So that was just a quick tuning in to answer the question what got me into photography, why I am still doing what I'm doing and spending a ton of money, and because I like traveling and equipment, and also a lot of time in these kind of things, why I'm recording these videos where I show people how I process my images, because I want you to actually do the same thing. Because I swear, once you are in it, you're gonna love it, and there is nothing better for me than that. Maybe good food, but you get the idea. So that's just a quick tuning in on my part. I hope I can see you somewhere for a photo walk out there, potentially, hopefully. And if not, I'm gonna see you hopefully online. Show me your pictures, show me what you create, and I shall see you the next time. Have a good one.